Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Peter. Peter is from Bulgaria, but he lives in London. So let's see what Peter has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Peter, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for inviting me.
So tell me, how was your day today?
It's been good. I'm at work actually. So, but
Oh,
it's okay. I do 24-hour shifts on a Friday and you know,
wow. So what do you do for work, for living?
I do part-time caring.
Okay,
So I'm a carer for this guy with autism.
right.
Well, yeah, that's my part-time job and I'm hopefully gonna quit in about a year. That's the goal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm trying to grow a online business, coaching. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So tell me where are you from, Peter?
I'm from Bulgaria, but I've lived in UK, London for the past 12 years now.
And why London?
It's when my parents decided to come. They
Okay.
decided to leave Bulgaria because it wasn't great future prospects. So just they thought London was a great place to come. And to be fair, back then it was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm not sure about it anymore, but then it was great.
And how long have you been living in London for?
12 years now.
I see. And
Yeah.
where's about in Bulgaria you are from?
Uh, Kind of central. It's
Mhm.
called Stara Zagora. That's the city. Have you been Bulgaria?
No, but how far is from Sofia, the capital?
It's about 2.5 hours, 2 hours to three. Depends how you drive, but yeah.
I see. So tell me
Yeah.
something interesting about your hometown back in Bulgaria.
Something interesting. I think 2 or 3 years ago, it won the prettiest town in Bulgaria. It,
Wow.
I was quite proud of it because it is a bit hard when you grow outside of your town. You feel slightly detached,
Yeah.
but every time you go back, you feel the homeliness. So it was nice to know that.
Wow.
And
And what's the postcard of the city? What's a place that if I would come to visit, what I shouldn't miss it? I should visit.
in my city,
Yeah.
hmm, we have a great park around the zoo area, which is
Okay.
nice. There is also this flag that's like a statue flag made of stone that
Mhm.
is a historical landmark, but I don't fully know what it is. I'm not the biggest history fan, but yeah.
Okay.
And they also have one of the biggest like beer production for Bulgarian beer in that city, so that's also cool.
Amazing. Oh wow. All right, so let's start the interview talking about you want to grow your business as a coach. So tell me when the idea came along for you to start your journey as a coach.
Well, so I used to be a fat child, like a very fat child, yeah. Obviously could have been worse, but it was pretty bad. At the age of 13, I was about 97 kilos was my max.
Wow.
So nearly reached the 100, which is crazy. And
Wow.
something clicked. It wasn't my parents. It wasn't really anything external. It was more internal. And I just decided that this has to stop. I don't really know what it was, but I think it came along with puberty a little bit. So,
Yeah.
and I decided that it's time to go on a diet. And my mom had been doing many diets because it's quite popular in Bulgaria to do diets. So she had done like keto. She had done the Atkins diet. She had done all beef and broth. But the one I decided to do was just do keto one day, and then the next day is just fruit. So no protein or no meat. And then you
Wow.
just keep repeating it. So when you do the keto, there is zero carbs from anything. There's just meat. And then you do the fat. Sorry, the carbs the next day. And I lost 30 kilos in about 3 months, which
Wow.
was great. And it was easy. I don't remember anything difficult about it, which was, I guess, the best part. And then over time, I got to the gym. Again, it was by accident. My cousin was like, let's go train. And I was like, sure. And then the next day, I remember how sore I was. And I fell in love with the feeling of just being sore, which is a bit funny, but that's how it was. And then I carried on going to the gym until I wanted to be a power lifter. And then I hurt my lower back because I was too young. I was ego lifting too heavy. I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing, that teenager ego. But
Yeah.
it didn't end up too well. So then I hurt my lower back, and I think that in my whole life was the first time I had to sit and be like, okay, I gotta change my direction. Because
Wow.
before that, I didn't think about it too much. I just did it. But now it was, this isn't working. I'm hurting myself. And I still have lower back pain, and it's been about 4 or 5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, it's not easy to get rid of it.
Wow.
And then from powerlifting, I was like, I gotta do something else now. So I don't know what it's gonna be. And I lost a bit of direction. I was just training, just eating, nothing really, until I went to support one of my friends. He was doing a bodybuilding show. He had been bodybuilding for a while. And just seeing the people on the stage, it was like the most crazy thing I had ever seen. And not all of them were good, but every single person had this aura about them, had this confidence about them that just made me think, not only can I do this better, but like I want to be them, you know? So then again, I just did it. There wasn't much thought about it. I just told my friend that was fucking sick. And in like 3 months, because it was about September, October, I was like, New Year comes, I'm starting. And he didn't believe me, but I did. I just got a coach in January and I was like, we're going to start in Feb. And we started in Feb. And then I competed. And then when I competed, that made me think, I'm not going to make any money out of bodybuilding, but what I can make money out of is hopefully helping other people go through the same journey.
Wow.
So that's kind of, long story short, what led me to now I want to also help people and inspire people.
I love your story, Peter. I love it because, I think those opportunities in life come along for you to change your diet, to change your way of living, get healthier, and suddenly new opportunities come along, and you just explore different areas. I think fitness, it's amazing for you to be involved, not just for your body, but for your mental health as well. I think it's very important
So
for sure.
much, so
Yeah,
much. Mentally, it's done more for me than physically. 100%. Like every single tough moment that I've had, like the gym has kept me going, you know?
totally. Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Go ahead.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Let's go for it. I'm ready.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it.
I can't hear
Right,
anything.
so
It's annoying.
right, so before we start the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
No worries.
Amazing. Talking about diets, tell me, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
It is a very hard one because I always have this thought because I have to do so many diets and so many restrictions and so many things that every time I think about it, and I think rice might be one of them. Like, no matter how dieted down I am and starving or how like full I am, rice is one of them. Bread is another one. Yeah, like fresh baked bread. There is nothing better than fresh baked bread.
Do you like cooking?
I love cooking. I used to be a chef even for
Oh, wow,
a year. Yeah.
that's amazing. And what's the most traditional food back in Bulgaria?
It's a bit annoying because we were under the Ottoman Empire for a while. So a lot of our food is kind of Turkish,
Okay.
and some of our food is also Greek. So I can't think of anything. To be fair, I can think of one. It's I love it. It's made from the stomach of the animal.
Okay.
Yeah. And we make it into a broth, but it's also a broth with milk. So it's white, and then you have the stomach inside. It's called shkembe chorba, which means just stomach broth. Yeah. I
Wow.
think that has to be Bulgarian.
Oh, wow. And it's like a soup or it's like a main dish?
It's a soup, but it is a main dish because you eat it with a bunch of bread and you put like garlic and vinegar inside. So
Interesting.
yeah,
And there is something that you don't like to eat at all or you cannot eat?
I'm not picky at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will take me much longer thinking about what I don't like eating than what's my favorite food, you know?
Wow.
So,
Amazing.
yeah.
Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Peter. Next question for you is good question. If you could meet yourself when you're 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
That is a hard question. I would tell myself to definitely stop with the self-doubting as much, because I'm very interesting in the sense of sometimes I have way too much confidence,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't lead to arrogance, I've noticed. At least I haven't been told. So from the outside perspective, I'm hoping it doesn't lead to arrogance. But then all that confidence is kind of fake most of the time. It has so much self-doubt. So, and I'm still experiencing it, a lot less, but it's a difficult thing. And 15-year-old me was in a relationship. It was this, yeah, because I started dating around 15 actually.
Wow, very
So
young.
it was a bit young. I obviously great because it taught me so much early on. So I get to be more mature than some other people. But it also did limit me from more things that I could have done as the kids do that day, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I think the biggest advice would be you're capable. Just believe in yourself a tiny bit more and just send it. Just do it. At the end of the day, you lose nothing. And if somebody judges you, you're probably not going to know them in the next few months. So it
Totally.
is what it is. It's fine.
Wow. And as you mentioned about dating very young, nowadays, for example, when you are in a relationship right now, you're single.
I am in a relationship, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, of course, maintaining a relationship in London where it's such a big city, there are so many people, people they always meet another people and they always someone else. It's kind of there are a lot of people. Before you start a relationship, how did you see that? Did you find difficult to connect with other people? Did you in a date scene, or it was quite easy for you?
Um, Difficult for sure.
Hmm.
Because this is my second relationship now. So between the first and the second, I didn't do any relationship
Wow.
because the first one, again, it was so early, but it taught me so much.
Okay.
And it was a very difficult person, let's say that. So without anything else, which made me realize I need to, first of all, up my standards. And I need to, again, be a little bit more tough on myself with what I take and what I don't take. So, and again, when we broke up, it was quite early. I was quite young. So then it was quite easy to be sent into a depressive episode, you know?
Right.
So it took some time to heal, but all that healing made me think so much. So it made me think and realize how my generation, about 80-90% of them, aren't somebody that is serious, isn't somebody that's worthwhile. So after some time, after the breakup, I stopped really trying to speak with people.
Hmm.
I just felt like I was wasting energy and I wanted to put all that energy into me.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think I would have ever been able to compete, for example, bodybuilding. I don't think I would have been able to think about starting some sort of business. You know, all
Yeah.
those things take a lot of mental energy and a lot of investment into yourself.
Totally. Yeah.
So it was hard, and with the person that I am now, it happened so easily, so like flawlessly that sometimes it's hard to believe that it's true. You know.
Wow. And your partner is from London or from Bulgaria?
No, she's from abroad. She's a mixture, but we both live in London, and at least I joke about how we're doing long distance, although we're in the same city, because it's over an hour travel. We can't get to see each other every single day because it's so far away. It's a bit ridiculous living in London.
It's amazing in this situation because sometimes you go like, oh, we live the same city. However, it depends where because London is so big. You know what I mean?
Same city, but it's about 17 miles apart from each other. So that's from a city to a village in Bulgaria. You know.
Saying that, Peter, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Peter?
I like how much I don't care about other people's opinions.
Good one.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't know why. Even as a kid, because I was fat again, as I said, but I was bullied. I didn't really care. Like, I never really had the days where I go home and cry. My
Hmm.
parents didn't know I was bullied. And that's why I'm even more like, I'm questioning the fact why I decided to lose weight. Because other kids and like teenagers lose weight because of bullying, which
Yeah,
bullying is such a negative thing, but it can lead to good stuff depending on how you internalize it.
totally.
And mine didn't. But so yeah, so
It's interesting saying that, Peter, just made me go back to my childhood memories back in Brazil. I remember as well as a child, I think children, they're gonna bullied for different reasons. Be-
everything.
because you're tall, because you're short, because you are overweight, or because you are too skinny, or because your sexuality could be anything. There's
Exactly.
always something they're gonna pick on you. But actually, you made me think now as well, because as a child, I remember I was being bullied as well, but I never came back home to complain. The way I found it, I even didn't think about that. It was a natural thing for me to do it. I remember when I was being bullied, in front of other colleagues. I remember I never fight back and I never kind of cried or anything. I literally just moved to another group. And that's how I found my way. But I didn't organize myself to do that. It was a natural thing to do. Of course I felt embarrassed, I felt a bit sad, but at the same time as well, I said, you know what, there's always another crowd, mixing of the crowd. And that's how I
Yeah.
went through that period of my life. But I never came back home crying, I never came back home. But it's not wrong. I think we need to talk to our parents about it. We need to expose the situation. However, at the time, I just felt like, okay, I'm just gonna live my life. I'm just gonna, and somehow I went through that, but I never complained as well. I remember sometimes if my sister was around or my cousins, they kind of made a comment to my parents, oh, they were bullying him. So they came to ask me, and I was like, yeah, but for me, so I never kind of came back home complaining or anything. But I get your point. I think sometimes you just go through it on your own way.
Yeah, it just depends how people internalize things. I just
Totally.
think the most important thing is what do you want the outcome to be.
Yeah.
So
Next question. Let's do it. Right. So before the next question, as you mentioned at the beginning about your career as a carrier, eh? So tell me a little bit more about it. So tell me how does work your schedule? How does work, for you to be able to work the job that you do?
okay. Well, I became a carer only because of the pay, first of
Mhm.
all. It's pretty high here, and it's also I can do 24 hours in one day, which is Fridays. That's usually what I do. Some days I take extra shift or two, but one, as I still live with my parents, it's enough for me to put all the money that I can into the future, allocate it into something that will make me more. That's my
Totally.
goal. Yeah. So, and it's funny because I thought I don't really, as in, like, I thought I'm not really a caring person, but the more I've aged, I'm not old at all, but the more I've aged, I've realized I actually kind of am a caring person because that's the job that I want to do coaching wise.
Hmm.
And I don't want to just make people lose weight, but I want to make them realize how much they're capable of. Like, make them internalize their worth because a lot of people struggle with that. So,
Hmm.
this caring job has actually helped me in many more ways than I have thought, in the
Can you
sense
imagine?
of patience, because this is obviously a man with disabilities. It's hard, but in the sense of patience, in the sense of making him understand things, in the sense of making me understand myself a little bit more. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. I think for sure you learn a lot as well about other people, and you know what I mean. It's a great place. Amazing. Okay, next question is, what does happiness mean to you?
Happiness, it definitely, I think it's hard. And it depends what part in life you would ask somebody, I think, what happiness means to them, because usually happiness means something that's not achievable right now for them. But for me, it has always definitely been just spending time with the people that I love and freedom, but not freedom in the sense of like peace, that type of freedom, peaceful freedom. There's no point spending time with people you love if you're in an argument or you're in a tough time, you know? So I don't know, because then when I say that, I'm thinking if they're going through a tough time, I would still love to spend time with them. But it's a very hard question.
And do you believe that happiness is a choice?
Unfortunately, to an extent, yes. I used to not think so because, like, I've been through a depression, whether, like, it got diagnosed as a medium, like, not severe. What's the one in the middle called? It had a name, but anyways. And then one of my
Okay.
friends at the time was always telling me how you need to just be happy. Like, stop thinking that you're depressed and you'll, like, go away. And I always had the argument with him, that's not how it works. Like, you can't wake up when you're feeling like you don't really want to live and decide, actually, I'm fine. It's not how it works. But then, to an extent, it is, because if you don't surround yourself with positive energy, it can't find you. So if you don't wake up and think, okay, today's going to be a good day, even though I'm feeling like ass, it's not going to find you.
Totally. I think we need to put some work on it as well. It's not about
A
just, okay, I
hundred
wake up,
percent.
I'm feeling happy. It doesn't work like that. You need to work on your mind. You need to work, if things around you, things make you feel happy, things that makes you feel positive. That's how it works.
You have to.
Question for you. Tell me, when have you felt the happiest in your life? There's like a period of your life, there's some time of your life. How, when you think about
I
when
I
happy,
think my happiest period has been the past 6-ish months.
wow,
Yeah, I think it's just been getting better and better, and that's been because I've been putting more effort into stuff, and also the relationship I'm in has been amazing. So,
wow,
and again, I think happiness comes from progress, really,
yeah,
not from success. Because when you reach a goal, it kind of doesn't make you happy. It kind of makes you blue, I think. Like every single time I've stepped on the stage, you come off and you're a bit blue, like bodybuilding stage, I'm talking, because you've done that whole hard training, losing weight and everything, and then it's finished. And you're just a bit like, what do I do now? You know?
so
So
quick, so quick.
it's
You work so hard for so long to get to one point, just one point. It's
exactly. And it's the same with education, like finishing uni. I did undergrad and I did masters, and both times at the end you're just like, oh, that's done. What now? What next? You know, because you want progress. You don't want
yeah,
a thing. So I
totally.
think the past 6 months have been the happiest because I've just been trying to progress through everything that I could.
Peter, the other day I was watching an interview with an artist back in Brazil, and she said something that I never thought about, and I love it. It became one of my new things. Sometimes you hear some phrases and you keep thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
That's my new one. And she said something. She said, look, she very successful. She achieved different success in her life, different time of her life. And she said in the interview, we never get there. And she explained why. And she said, look, we're gonna, for example, you when you did the bodybuilder, you just achieved the maximum. You're there, you know what I mean, on stage. But there's always something else that you can improve. There's always something else you can achieve. There's always something else that you can look forward. So she said, you never get there. It's okay when you get success. It's an amazing feeling. However, there's always something else you can achieve, you can help, and there's a that. And I love that phrase because it makes so sense. You never get there. You always opportunities, they're always gonna come. Even those people, they've been they reached success in their career or whatever they are doing, but there is always something else that they're gonna look for to improve themselves, to have more success. That's the meaning of life. People they want to achieve things. And it doesn't matter what you do, could be anything that you want to achieve, could be not just your professional life, my personal life as well. Losing
Yeah.
weight or waking up earlier than usual, have a healthier life, could be anything. You never get there. There's always something to achieve. So I love that. I think this phrase stuck to my head. I love it.
I think it's exactly how it is. You need to, I think it's a balance. You need to find contentment
Yep.
and you need to find happiness in contentment and in progress.
Hmm.
But if you are waiting to be happy when you achieve it, it's just not going to happen. And you're always going to be cut short.
Saying that, what's the meaning of life for you when you think about life?
I've had so many of these. Like at different parts of life, I'm like, I crack the code. I know what it is. I go tell my friends, and they're like, I mean, that makes sense. And then I forget about it because it really wasn't the meaning of life. I don't know what I think the meaning of life is to be content. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as a man, especially, I think life is a lot more about proving yourself, but to
Yeah,
yourself, not to anybody else. I
totally.
think, yeah, it's as soon as you start proving to somebody else, you're never going to make them happy. But to yourself, there's so much to prove. There's so much challenge. And
Yeah,
every time you need to be one, realistic, but two, appreciate what you've done.
amazing.
I think that's it.
Amazing. Very good. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is: would you rather be invisible or be able to fly? And what would you do?
I will slightly change the question. I will answer it fully. But I think the best superpower out of all is like flash speed, like super speed. You can do anything with super speed. If we're talking
Okay.
about speed of light, then you can be invisible because you're
Yeah.
moving faster than light. You
Good
can
point.
do exactly.
Good
You
point.
can do anything. If you've watched any of the Flash series or the movies, because he's so fast, he can vibrate at the frequency of whatever the object is, so you can phase through objects. There's anything you can learn at lightning speed. You can do anything in lightning speed. So I think lightning speed is number one.
I like
Out of
that.
invisibility and flying, I think it would be invisibility
Why is that?
because flying, I can't think of anything on the top of my head where I would use flying to benefit me instead of just joy.
Okay.
Whereas invisibility,
Ooh, we could do so.
you could do so much. You could sneak into places. You could get information that you're not supposed to get.
Totally.
Like, exactly. So I think there's more to gain through invisibility.
Okay, so if you, yeah, depends as well. Like if you be very naughty, you could be like some place that like, oh my God, that's incredible. Okay, let's see if you could, if you had the superpower of being invisible, and if you could be in a place that you know it's impossible to be, it's impossible. That if you had the superpower to be there, just to see how it works or to see something, which place that you have just one place, you could choose just one place to go as invisible. Which place would you go and why?
I actually think I would go to like the American government or something.
Wow. The
Yeah,
White
I want to know because I don't believe in it. Like, I think there is so much more going on than just the White House and like, Trump making a decision. I think there is 1,000 more things going on, and I think there's people telling him what to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would 100% just follow him. I would be there. I want to see who tells him what to do. I want to see how he takes his decisions because,
It's
like,
very cool. Very cool. I love that as well. But sometimes I think, my God, for them to be able to give their speech, to make decisions, there's so many people behind, you know what I mean?
so
To get
many.
they couldn't do on their own. They never could do their own. They need the people behind for sure. Would
Yeah.
be interesting. Would be interesting to see those meetings, to see before they make a decision how, who have the louder voice or who makes the, you know what I mean? It would be amazing to see.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't
like
it
that.
also, wasn't it in the Vatican there's the library that you can't enter?
I know there is when they do when they choose the new pope, so they close themselves. There's a movie about, I forgot the name now. The name, they close themselves in this place where they vote between them, and when they choose the new pope, that's when the smoke come out of the place there. But there's they can stay there for a week, for a day,
Oh,
days,
wow. Okay.
because they need to choose one before they leave the room. It's very restrict. And there is a movie about last year came out, or yeah, last year came out. A movie, I forgot. I almost said the name. Conclave. Conclave. It's
Okay.
about
Okay.
that. Watch it. You're gonna love it. It's very interesting. And
Okay.
I think the longest, like since the history, I think the longest they stayed there for, I think, a few months. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, because they need to choose. They need to agree. It's very interesting.
So that
Um,
would be the second place.
yeah, imagine.
Yeah.
In this movie, they talk a lot about it. It's how is the scene behind and everything. It's very interesting the way it works when they vote. Yeah, for sure. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, let's talk about your coaching career, your coaching business. So tell me, you mentioned about nutrition, you mentioned about fitness as well. What's something about it that you want to provide to people when they connect with you, when they become your clients? What's something unique or different that you like to to show them that you can do?
I think the marketable answer is I want to show them that they can eat whatever they want and still look great.
Okay.
Because again, I was fat, so you can imagine how much I used to love food. And I still do the same amount, if not more, because now I have more understanding from working in a kitchen and all that. So the first thing people think when they're like, I need to lose weight, is that I'm going to have to sacrifice everything I do. So I don't want anybody thinking that. And
Hmm.
whoever's thinking that and decides to work with me, I want to show them that it will take some time. Obviously, it will take some time. But at the end of it, you're going to be able to look great and eat what you want. That's the marketable answer. But internally, I just want to change people's lives in the sense
Hmm.
of how much they're worth. So my job ends up becoming slightly more psychological alongside nutrition, fitness, etc. But people just need to shift the way they think. There's too many things that need to shift in the head, and gears need to turn, gears which haven't been active for years because
Hmm.
people stopped believing in themselves. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I'm still a fat kid in my eyes, you know? Like, no matter how good I look, there's going to be days where I still see the little boy. So I need to show other people that are in that boat right now that they can, one, get out of it, and two, they're so much better than that.
For example, you talk about your the work that you provide people that can eat anything they want. Tell me something that for you, you can eat it, but you avoid it more because you know it's not good for you. What's your guilty pleasure like food?
I'm very funny with it because every time I want something a lot, like for example, I love Five Guys. The last time I had Five Guys was 3 years ago. Because
Wow.
every time I get myself and I'm like, I'm gonna go get Five Guys. I can afford it. I look fine. By tomorrow, I'll do some extra cardio. It's fine. I get to the place and I don't want it. So
Right.
it is a very mentally I've conditioned myself so much to the point where I can like stop anything that I want. Yeah. But then so that's the outside option. Cooking
Right.
wise, lasagna. I like lasagna, and I don't make it too often because you gotta
I
make a good fatty lasagna with a lot of cheese, you know?
have you tried the milkshake of Five Guys? Is the best
Nope.
milkshake.
Again, see, my whole life I've not tried it because I know how many calories there are inside.
Wow. And to be honest with you, I never ate in Five Guys. I've been there just for the milkshake, and I don't know why. I think I was walking with a friend of mine in central London once, and she was like, "Oh, let's have a sweet or something." And it was Five Guys just in front of us, and oh, let's get a milkshake. When I had the milkshake, oh my god, I haven't had for a while now. It's been like maybe 6 months. I haven't had one, but it was the best milkshake I ever had.
It changed your life, yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, my God, that's amazing, this milkshake. And the caramel, salt caramel one. I was like, wow. But I never had anything else. But yeah, I understand your point. I do you are kind of person that's more savory or more sweet?
Savory. Any
Savory.
day. Yeah.
You're lucky because I'm more sweet side. Like, oh my
A little
God.
bit harder, yeah.
Anyway, next question is, how do you make friends?
I don't it's funny. I have
You don't
three
make friends.
friends. I've have 3 friends. I've had them for the last 10 years.
Wow.
I like how it usually happens. I'm very chatty in
Yeah.
class, in at work. People
Yeah.
approach me, we talk, we become friendly, but I never end up trusting them. And then after some time, I just distance myself. So
So tell me a friend that, for example, when you're feeling the lowest, like for some reason you're not feeling very well, you just need to share, the moment to feel relieved, or tell me a friend that comes to your mind, and the same friends comes to your mind when you feel like the happiest. You feel like, oh my God, I feel so great now. I need to share. So tell me the person that for both sides you feel like comes to your mind, the first one.
yeah, it's a bit sad, but I don't really share too much.
Okay.
Yeah, so in my lowest point, I guess, one of my friends, like my most meaningful one, was just very busy and I just didn't want to be a burden at the time. So I just got used to not really doing it. So ended up like learning how to do that. So if I'm at my lowest point, I'm probably not going to tell anyone. If I'm at a point which is like,
Okay. So you mentioned that you have three friends that you are very close to, yeah?
yeah,
So three of them, they're watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send them a message. What would you say? They're watching.
what would I say?
Are they in Bulgaria or are they in London?
No, they're in London. Yeah,
Okay, they're watching.
this is hard. I don't need that extra pressure. Well, I mean, I would say that for all three, success and progression is the first thing I want for them. I want it
Amazing.
as much as I want it for me.
Oh,
Even if we're not together, like after a long time, but I don't think that will happen. I think all of us will remain friends. If we've lasted this much,
yeah.
we're gonna last till the end. There really isn't anything that will stop it. I don't know. I want them to know that if ever they need something from me, like they really do need something, I will be there. That's
Wow.
like I owe it to them for just being for just not breaking my trust like all the other people have, and not wasting my time like all the other people have. So I think that's it. They're very loved. They are.
Oh, you see, you made it. You made it then. I think friends, like close friends, we don't go around saying, "Oh, you're gonna be my best friend. You're gonna be my best friend." It doesn't work like
You
that. You know what
don't.
I mean? When the connection happens, that's it. It's like a relationship, you know. And as you said,
It was
sometimes
exactly like that.
it can be like days and weeks and maybe months without talking. But when you connect again, it feels like it was yesterday, the last time. So I
That's
get,
exactly how it is. Yeah.
yeah, amazing. Last question, ready?
Let's go.
How do I say last question in Bulgarian?
Последен въпрос.
Oops, say it again.
Последен
Posledden
въпрос.
vapros.
Yeah, perfect pronunciation.
Amazing. Let's do it. Let's run. Okay, but before the last question, let's go back to your caring job, your caring career. Tell me a moment, you know, of course, without saying names or situations, like tell me a situation that for you, you're gonna go like, you know what, I will hold this situation close to my heart. Could be maybe a feedback from someone, could be maybe something that you've learned, could be a situation that maybe for you was like, oh, I'm glad that I had this situation that made me, I don't know, a better person or I learn a lesson. Could be anything if you could share.
There is one time that stuck immediately when you said that, so I guess that would be it. Because again, it's a quite a difficult job at times. Most of the time is really easy, but sometimes it's very difficult. So the reason why I think I do well is because as soon as I leave the place, I don't remember it. That's
Amazing.
how it kind of like with the bullying that we mentioned, you go home, you have no idea what happened, which is
Amazing.
something that you need here because if you carry like the trauma at home, it's not good. It doesn't end good. But
Totally.
yeah, so that always happens. But there was one time, so the individual is very disturbed, very autistic. He can attack, he can be aggressive. But there was one time where I don't remember why we got to this point, but he was restrained. It wasn't easy for anybody. And then at the end, he just started crying, and I was the only one that was there. And the last thing that I want to do is be nice. Like he has gone past every limit of patience, but I just was. And I gave him a hug. And I was like, just take a breath, take a moment, like forget about it. And he hugged me back. And he doesn't do that.
Wow.
And he cried a little bit deeper, you know, when you
Amazing.
yeah. And I don't know, I felt very emotional at that moment. And again, bear in mind, I've never been emotional with him because it's a job. I'm not actually attached to this person. But I've been here for two
Amazing.
years and you get attached if you like it or not, you know?
Wow. Thanks for sharing, Peter. And I get your point. I think for this person to be able to show their emotions because they felt your trust, because people don't usually they just show emotions when they feel trusted. They feel like they trust the person. I get your point. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, last question is if you could ask for a miracle, what that would be?
There's two that come to mind. I can't pick.
Yeah, you can share
I
both.
I already think me finding the girl that I'm with right now is a miracle. So that's one. But that one happened, so I don't have to wish for it. But
Amazing.
yeah, the two miracles, and then maybe me telling you will help me decide. One of them is I just want to be able to focus more. Like it's so hard. I have ADHD, but it's kind of mild, but it's very hard for me to focus. So
Uh-huh.
that's one of them because I think if I can focus fully, I can do crazy things, but it's just too hard. And then the other thing is not to self-doubt, like I mentioned before.
Wow.
I think they go really hand in hand because I think my lack of focus is because I self-doubt. And I
Wow.
think my self-doubt comes because I know how difficult it is to focus. So I
Wow.
think I would pick forget the self-doubt and just take the advice that I give other people, which is at the end of the day, the worst that could happen is you don't succeed, which is so what? Just do it again, you know?
Totally. Wow. I like your answer. In self-doubt, something that, for example, if I when I that's what I like the most about the show, because when I invite people online, like I invite you, I just have a brief look, at the profile, but I tend not to look too much because I like to get to know the person through the interview. And seeing your pictures, seeing the way you talk, you come across very confident and very, easy. And suddenly, when you say about self-doubt, it makes sense because sometimes when someone come across confident and chatty, it's a defense of themselves, the way for them to, what I mean? So I get your point. I get, and it's great to sharing that because people they might see, for example, you look good, you have good fitness, this and that, and they see that you still have a self-doubt in you. And it's amazing because all of us we do have that. It doesn't matter how you look, doesn't matter how you come across or how you present yourself. But when you are on your own, when you know yourself, there's always a self-doubt there. I get your point. Amazing.
When you're on your own is the most dangerous and fruitful time,
Totally.
I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes we can be our worst enemy, and sometimes we can be our big cheery up, like, yes, you can do it, you can make it. I could see
100%.
some tattoos in your hands. I find quite interesting. So,
Yeah.
wow, that's the only one you have, or you have some others as well?
No, I have my hand is a bit, there's a few.
I see. I
It's just
see.
on the hand, yeah. Just the arm.
I see. And when was the idea for you to do that in your fingers? I quite like it. It's
This
quite
was my
creative.
first tattoo, actually.
Wow.
Which is a bit. I had three tattoo artists say we cannot do that, and I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, it's a like white collar destroyer. It's a job killer, and you're." I was 19 at the time, I think. They're like, "And you're 19. You can't make decisions about yourself." And I was like, "That's a bit rude. I understand, but that's a
Yeah.
bit rude." Yeah. So, and then I met this guy that was from Russia, and Russia's like a cold country like Bulgaria. He just did it, and it was his first hand tattoo and he did an amazing job
It's
because it
sure.
didn't really peel. Why?
Amazing.
I just liked it. I
Yeah.
don't really have an explanation. Yeah, it's the same with my piercings. I just liked it.
Absolutely. I think people it's amazing when people express themselves through piercings, through tattoos. It's like art in your body. It's a piece of art for sure.
Yeah, it, it
Amazing.
it doesn't always have to be extremely emotionally deep and connected. I don't think there is. There must be something because obviously my subconscious chose it, but
Mhm.
it's fine. I don't need to know.
I like
Yeah.
it. Right, so then yet let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Work.
Fear.
For some reason, lion came to my mind first, but
Okay. Family.
just love.
Life.
Mm. Oh, this is so cheesy. My girlfriend came to mind.
Oh, sweet. Very sweet. Religion.
Don't like it.
Love.
My girlfriend came to mind again.
I knew you say that for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm scared to say the next one because I think you're gonna say your girlfriend again. Let's see. One word for sex.
Oh, yeah. Clearly.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay. Friendship.
That one friend that I told you about. Yes.
Sorry, desire.
Progression.
Politics.
Stay away.
Regret.
None.
Success.
No self-doubt.
I like that. Very good. Wish.
No self-doubt.
Happiness.
Progression.
One word for London.
Red.
One word for Bulgaria.
Green.
One word for career.
Hmm. Temporary.
Wow.
Temporary. I don't know.
And the last one now, nutrition fitness coach. One word.
One word. I get like passing on. What's one word for just to pass it on?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
right or wrong. I like it. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your girlfriend for a coffee and I'm going to ask her, define Peter in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
Positive, she would say commitment. Like
Mhm.
commitment and stubbornness. Like
Wow,
when I decide and I do. Yeah. One negative. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that I don't know. But I'm not sure. I don't know.
okay, all right. So when this interview goes live, you stop it and you ask her to see what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'll ask her what's one negative word.
Amazing. Let's play now, Peter, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, before you ask me the question, back to your building career, a journey. Tell me, what was the hardest part for you to, since we started the training until you got the stage? What was the hardest part of it?
I think the hardest part was 100% my first time dieting for my first competition. I went for this coach that my friend recommended, but didn't really know him. He ended up not being the best coach. And the whole time I was working so hard and like dying, and I wasn't seeing enough progression. And when you also diet too hard, you become a bit mentally funny, you know, your hormone levels also change.
Yeah.
And there was a few times where I would get to the gym and I would start training and I would start crying. It was
Wow.
so tough. And it's not tough because of the effort that you put in, but it's tough because of the not seeing the result come out.
I see. I
So
see.
that was 100% the toughest thing. And it made me rethink life so many times. Like it
Mm.
really made me rethink everything, you know?
And the most enjoyable part, the opposite of the question, what was the most enjoyable part?
I think the most enjoyable part has been able to give somebody else the joy of knowing that they can do it.
Wow,
Like
that's
I obviously began coaching my friends first instead of asking for money and stuff because that doesn't really happen. And
Mhm.
even my friends were a bit skeptical, not because they don't trust me, but because they don't trust themselves. None of them had done a diet before. So
Wow,
imagine how it feels when you go looking for help for something that you don't think you can do.
totally.
And when they all succeeded, I think that was the warmest thing. The amount of proudness that I felt was a lot.
Wow. Okay, Peter, you can ask me a question now.
What question should I ask? Can I ask you two?
You can, absolutely.
Okay, I'll ask you, why did you choose me?
Okay, that's the first question.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, very, very easy answer. I think, when your profile showed on my page, yeah, like literally showed because I think I've been contacted having interviews with some fitness coach and somehow, Instagram connects with another. And when I saw your profile, I said, okay, I looked very briefly in your profile to see if you're a real profile. Sometimes people they use fake. I saw there, I could see that you do some videos about coaching, nutrition, fitness. I was like, okay, I'm going to invite him. Maybe it would be a good interview for him to express himself. But literally, there are no for me when I invite people, I don't look for something or I don't look for someone because I strongly believe everyone has a story to tell. For
Yeah.
example, I didn't know you were Carrie, didn't know you. Yeah, I knew you were involved in fitness because of your page. I didn't know you're from Bulgaria. So that's what I like. I got surprised. I love to be surprised here on the show when people they talk a little bit more about themselves. I love it. That's what I like, the magic of the show. So yeah, there's no literally there are criteria that I'm looking for. When I saw your profile, I saw your page, I said, oh, I'm going to invite him. If he says yes, amazing. If he says no, amazing as well. Just not meant to be. So
Of
that's how I
course.
see it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my answer for you. The second one,
The second one was, what was your turning point in life?
wow, what a great question. That's a very great question. I had so many turning points in life, Peter, that for me, I felt like, it's I had so many experience, but I'm gonna tell you one that straight away came to my mind. When I was 19-year-old, that's when I left Brazil on my own and I came all the way to Europe. Yeah, like to Portugal. I lived in Portugal 5 years before moving to London. When I was living in Brazil, 1 year before I left Brazil, I was already living on my own. However, my parents, they were like 3 hours away from me. So there's always a plan B. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got to Portugal, when I arrived in Europe, literally across the world on my own, there was no plan B anymore, just plan A. So that's when, for me, was the turn point that I became an adult very quick. I had no choice, you know what I mean? There was no, my parents, they were not like 3 hours away from me. They were like miles and miles away of me, like the other side of the world. So I need to learn very fast to know how to I was already living on my own, but come on, I was in my country, in my city, so it's a different story. When I was in a foreign country that I'd never been before, it was very difficult and hard for me in the beginning for different reasons. However, it was a turning point because that's how I start molding my life, be an adult, learning on my own. Some life lessons were coming. I didn't have like a support of my parents saying, "Oh, this is right, this is wrong, go this way or that way." You know what I mean? So I kind of need to make these decisions on my own. So that for me was a turning point because I became an adult very fast. Yeah, because, and I'm so grateful for that because I'm so grateful for life to have given this opportunity in my life because I'm so happy the person I am today because of that. So everything in our lives, as you know very well, it helps us to build the person we are today. So yeah, that for me was a turning point when I didn't have plan B anymore, just plan A. It was literally just plan A. There's no other plan anymore, and that's how I was like, okay, so let's do it then. There's no other way to do. I couldn't run away or I couldn't do anything. I just need to face it and go for it. That was the only choice I had and the only decision I could make. So yeah, good question. Yeah. But I could
I
tell so
love
many
it.
others as well through my life, make decisions, this and that. But this one came to my mind straight away because based on your story as well, you live in a foreign country. So somehow this memory came to my mind straight away. So yeah, I would say that.
I think that would be your biggest turning point.
For sure. That's for absolute for sure. Like literally 19-year-old. When I look back, Peter, I go like, my God, I was 19. How is possible? My God, alone, literally. My God, it's crazy. I'm an adult now. I understand more about life. When I look back, I was like, oh my God, it's so dangerous. Can you imagine live a teenager, like literally cross the world. But fun enough, my parents, they always trust me because they knew the person who I was. They knew I was very adventurous. I had this willpower. I want to have a better life, to go after my dreams. So they knew it. That one point I would just go somewhere because they knew how much I'm, I love living life. I love to explore. I love to learn. I'm very curious. So I think they knew it. When I was 7, 6 year old, I was asking my dad if I could work. He was like, no, literally, yes, on my school holidays. Dad, I want to work, I want to do something. He was like, no, you're too young. I cannot let you work. I said, no, but I can work somewhere. I can do something. I can. So I always had this personality, you know what I mean? So they knew that one point I was just fly somewhere. So yeah, that's how it happened. Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna write a
Thank
book
you for
one day.
sharing.
I'm gonna write a book one day because there's so many memories, stories, you know.
You
It's
100% should write a book, yeah.
yeah,
And you
can't
should
wait.
write a book about this that you do with people and all
Yeah.
the things you've learned from it as well.
Absolute. I learn every day. Every interview here I do, I learn something. So imagine so many interviews I've done already. I become a better person. I learn every day, and it's amazing to learn from people. I think it's great for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks again. Thanks for being so kind and so sweet. When I approached you, you said, "Yes, let's do it. Why not?" And I think the power of saying yes, it's amazing. Can take you to places that maybe you never thought before. So thanks again for your time, because I know you're a busy man. You have your life, and I think nowadays we are so busy that when someone take their time for us, it's precious. So I appreciate your time as well.
Thank you.
Before we go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think it would just be a message that I would also leave to myself. And it would be the self doubt isn't going to go easy, but you can strive for it to go. And the best way to strive for it to go is just do it anyways and forget what anyone else thinks, because you're not going to know them. They're not going to know you. And at the end of
Yeah,
the day, if they're judging, they're more sad than you. So
good one.
I think that has to be it.
Amazing. Very good. Thanks again. Regards to your girlfriends, your family and friends, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Take care. Bye bye. Take care.
See ya.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.